This is the story of what happened when I had acute oxycodone poisoning. To understand the whole story, it's important to keep in mind that I have a very complex relationship with pain and painkillers. I've been off and on painkillers for many years because of my chronic illness. I also was a heroin addict when I was a teenager. And I also am a natural redhead, and people with red hair gene react to painkillers and opiates and anesthetic differently than people who don't have that gene. Because of my complex pain history, I usually have a whole team of anesthesiologists and acute pain specialists who follow me when I have surgeries, and they help to ensure that I'm not in a pain crisis, which this time, unfortunately, I had multiple pain crises. I tried to unalive myself while I was in the hospital as a result. And we decided together that the best option was for me to go back on oxycodone, which historically treats my pain the best. But because my pain was so intense and so acute, we had to go on a really high dose really quickly. When you taper up on oxycodone really quickly, you can have oxycodone poisoning. This can lead to psychosis, hearing voices. Also, it'll lead to like muscle spasms and twitches. And I didn't really care about these potential side effects because I was in so much pain. I just needed the pain to stop. So we went up in the dose really quickly. And what do you know, I started experiencing these symptoms. I would just randomly have my legs and arms jerking. I also around this point started to have conversations in my head, and I would be having a conversation with someone, and then I would respond out loud. I would start talking out loud and realize that I was alone in the room. And then shit really hit the fan one day. What happened was I woke up one morning and I heard voices coming from outside my door, and I heard doors slamming open one by one, like bang, 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 like all the hospital doors around me were being slammed open. I 100% believed that there was like a gunman, someone who had just like taken over the hospital. I was so scared. I was hiding under my blanket. I called 911. I'm too scared to speak, so I'm just silent. They eventually hang up. They call me back. They're like, hello, you just called 911. Do you need help? And I'm trying to whisper. I'm like, someone has me hostage. And they're like, okay, I need you to open the door and look at what's going on. I'm like, I can't. They're gonna get me. And they're like, no, you need to look at what's going on and tell me. I open the door. What do you know? It's just a normal day. The nurses are at the nurses station. They're just quiet. They were just quiet. And in my brain, I was like, yeah, everyone's quiet because of the gunman. And I'm like, hey, okay, this is really awkward. This is really embarrassing. Everything's actually fine. So just pretend I didn't call. We're good. No kidnapper here. And 911 was like, you know what? We're going to send someone to come talk to you. So embarrassing. At one point, they asked me to describe what I was wearing, and they specifically asked what color socks I was wearing, which I thought was the weirdest question. I realized after the fact they were trying to figure out what kind of grippy socks I had on, because if you didn't know, grippy socks actually come in a variety of colors. And I had been given red grippy socks, which are like the flight risk grippy socks that they give to like the highest risk, like don't let this person leave the hospital. So anyways, my nurse ended up calling me because I had like run down a hallway and was trying to find the police in my hospital gown and diaper and red socks. That was kind of when it came to a breaking point, and we realized that this was a side effect of the oxycodone. The other thing that happened is I spent about $10,000 online shopping, cleared my savings account. No idea what I bought. The packages have just been coming in. I'm at home now, so every day it's like Christmas and I just get another gift from myself in the past. I have been able to return some of the stuff, but there are like two $400 beanbag chairs I can't return. So, and that is what I meant when I said that I had oxycodone induced psychosis. I hope that clears it up. I'm exhausted.